I'll be moving to another court of ICJ and ICC on the matters that I have placed there, especially on Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, and Biafra, under the Nigerian scenario.
Greetings, Africa. The whole part of Africa, the East Africa, West Africa, Central Africa, South Africa, North Africa, the African continent in general. I greet you all according to your time, and thanks for coming around. Yeah, there is an important message from Dr. David Matanga. Dr. David Matanga is the chairman of the Pan-Africa Forum and Associate, and he is doing a very marvelous work. Yes, I think he's a human rights lawyer, activist. I've brought series of his messages. Check down my page, you will see a lot of his good messages. He advocates for Africa in general, the marginalization, the ill treatment of the Western powers against Africa. All right, guys, I would like us to listen to Dr. David Matanga. This is a powerful message from David Matanga, and according to the title, he said, the African continent seems to be tearing apart due to lack of alternative mechanism in all tenets of life, politics, economic, social life. What is the root cause? Now let's listen to Dr. David Matanga, and please do.
It's a great day for me.
All right.
A great day that I came into this country, France, in Europe, to look at the cases that I have filed in this European Court of Human Rights and the European Court of Justice. I have been to Strasbourg. Remember, Africa has one big problem. As soon as you die, fanfare is made, people forget. And this is the disease that we have had as Africans. Most of us who want to talk, who claim to be talking so loud on televisions across Africa, trying to defend their Pan-Africanists, some of them don't face scenarios like this. Some are well-educated lawyers, better than some of us. But they have never thought of taking decisions the route that some of us have taken. The dismembering of Libya by France sets the best example of any Pan-African. Any Pan-African who feels for Africa has to come and do something on the question of Libya. Ladies and gentlemen, Libya under resolutions 1973, which was framed, doctored, a dossier presented to the United Nations Security Council by Sarkozy, brought harm to this nation called Libya. As we speak today, Libya is divided into two parts. There is a Libya of Benghazi and a Libya of Tripoli. The African Union has tried its level best, given that it has double standards already captured by the French, this place where I am right now, captured by them, taken by them, organized by them, directed by them, has tried so much to get Libya to the table so that the two warring parties can unite. We have failed. But as this process goes on, resources of Libya are being siphoned by companies of Mr. Sarkozy. Remember, Mr. Sarkozy was the president of France who siphoned over 4 billion euros of Gaddafi's money and took it to France, used it for his elections. Here, won an election or failed to get elected, spent more than what the party regulations in France were supposed to be. He was arrested, charged, sentenced to 3 years in jail, 2 years suspended, 1 year custody. Custodial sentence had to work. Mr. Sarkozy appealed against all the information that most of us gave. We have followed the story. I have followed the story of Libya because I felt Africans forget so fast. Presidents who used to dine with Muammar Gaddafi have forgotten. Presidents who used to praise Muammar Gaddafi have forgotten. They have left him, left the children, left the whole country to go at his ease. Nobody looks for Gaddafi's child. Nobody looks for Gaddafi's children. People have forgotten about Gaddafi. I have not forgotten. He never gave me a penny. But he gave me inspiration of a Pan-African. How an African can stand up. How an African can stand and speak like I do. I use my resources to travel to this place to find justice for the people of Libya. That money must be returned, which Mr. Sarkozy stole. And that money was found here in Paris. It is here. Where did they have kept it? It should be returned to the people of Libya. It is some of us in Africa who should actually control African Union, because the African Union is useless. It doesn't do anything. It has not followed up. It has not. Libya was handed over to terrorists, whom Gaddafi said they were terrorists coming. And indeed, it has proved several years down the road. We have now proved that the two governments can't work together. Some of them who were actually, they came and took over a government, made matters worse, and brought the country to its knees. Once a powerful country became a begging bowl for Africa. How many Africans think about that? I think about it. I always follow. The little money that I have in my pocket, I will try to buy a ticket to be able to press on, to go as far as the court. I filed an application, an amicus curiae to the world, and I told the court, Mr. Sarkozy, after the Court of Appeal in France, the French courts in Paris threw out his appeal and said you must go and serve the 3 years and the 1 year custody inside the prison. Carry a pail. Yes, the French law is very clear. Carry a pail and serve it with other inmates. He said he's too frail, too old. How can you be too old when you can be having 10 women in a day? Girls brought it to you. You saw the story of Mr. Sarkozy. It's not me. It is all over the internet how Mr. Sarkozy lost his family with his wife. The wife had to leave because he couldn't handle a man who could call for call girls. So it is that premises that I wrote an amicus curiae to the court to say this guy, first of all, give the money. That money must be returned to Libya. Because you cannot confiscate, you cannot freeze the account of the money where he was found with excess money. Who is benefiting from this excess money? The French. The French government is getting excess money. And that's why, Dr. Matanga, as you see me here, I'm here. I've not given up. And I'm not giving up. The ruling will come out. We've done everything. We have submitted what people want. I have done my best. I use my brain to submit. I don't need experts to write me English, which does not serve me. My English is enough to serve the court. And I say, this is an amicus curiae that I stand for. I stand for the rights of the people of Africa. France colonized us, brought us misery. The entire Sahel is full of misery. Gaddafi used to tell you that if you kill me, the entire Sahel will be in misery. Isn't it so? from Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, up to the western coast, back to Chad. Nigeria is gone, bankrupt, empty, a shell of leaders who parade around with photocracy. You see, we have African photocracy system syndrome that has gone in the blood of African leaders parading for photographs. Sad. Yet, nobody looks at their friend. Nobody helps me. For example, all leaders who benefited, some have properties of Muammar Gaddafi. They have taken over. They sleep in them. But nobody gives me $1,000 to go and buy a ticket. I don't need money to feed. I can drink coffee and file an application. I urge the leaders, I urge all those who are friends of Gaddafi to look at me. I'm fighting a battle here to make sure that Mr. Sarkozy goes to jail. Jail, inside the jail. And he must, a former president must be convicted. He's convicted, he must have his sentence. He can't come to the European Court of Human Rights and pretend to hide there, to say, I am frail. When you are stealing the money from Libya, were you frail? I am a man who supports alternative mechanisms of justice. That's okay, which I'm coming to. I just wanted to tell you that's why I'm here in this capital city of Paris. First, let me come back to the subject that you see here. Why? Why is Africa tearing apart? And my producers back in Nairobi, Ghana, Dar es Salaam, you cut this, the London one, you get a copy of this and cut it into 2 parts. Why? Why is Africa tearing apart? Why do we tear apart every time? 67 years of independence. We are tearing apart. We are tearing apart. Look at everywhere in Africa, when you mention elections, even if elections 5 years ahead, people start fighting, jostling for positions. My own country, today as you speak, the leader of opposition is running around the European capitals talking nonsense. How do you come to London and tell people about Uganda? You typical Uganda in London. We don't, not all of us here Ugandans. Some of us are people who read Uganda and write it. Because I was born, 40 years behind him. I was born, I can write in Uganda. But you come to the national function, international arena, you're speaking in your language, Uganda, telling us, Ugandans, are you a leader for my country? Rubbish. That is the worst type of opposition that I'm seeing. Some of us have stood firm. When we are opposing, we don't oppose because we want a stomach full. We oppose on principle. The current opposition in Uganda is not worth it. Therefore, current opposition in Africa is dead. Look at all of them. They run like a chicken that has fallen in. They cause trouble. They talk about ICC. They say, we are going taking so and so to ICC. Rubbish. Do you know what ICC is? You don't know anything about ICC. Ladies and gentlemen, you have no knowledge of what ICC. ICC is a stupid, obnoxious organization full of stupid ideas and full of diplomats who sit down to arrange your execution. I hate it, I'll hate it, and I will fight it. And I think the Americans who are looking for me because I opposed it, have now become victims of the same ICC. It is me they should thank. The American administration should thank Dr. Matsanga for having spearheaded the fight against ICC that was created by Kofi Annan as a cash cow with Ocampo to milk and to take Africans, take money, take corruption, take witnesses, fake witnesses, pick African leaders, take them, pick Babugo, pick Uru, pick everybody, take Ocampo 6, take Bashir. Why didn't you take Tony Blair? A guy who dismantled a full country on evidence which is fraudulently dismantled the nation. You have given him immunity. You want to come for small people in Africa, pick them over something. If you commit, even here, anywhere in Europe, when you fill your income tax form and you said 20 pounds and instead of 200 pounds, they take you to court. Why haven't we taken Tony Blair, and why do you come for African leaders? That is what Matanga refused. We are tearing apart because we don't think. Africa is not thinking in the same way like Matanga thinks. Where we are thinking today, we should be thinking of alternative mechanisms, alternative systems. China 40 years ago went back to think. I'm speaking this frankly in this a hotel a few kilometers away from the courts where I have been in Strasbourg. I'm back, I'm preparing my journey. Let me tell you frankly, at times I feel a pity for this continent of mine. 40 years ago, China had only a rice scheme in my country. We were sharing rice with Chinese. One rice scheme big, they had a population of 200 million people 40 years ago. Today, China has a population of 2 billion people. Guess that population alone consumes China's goods. Even if you produce one pair of sandals, 2 billion people will wear it, and that is $1 each. That's $200 billion or whatever you can count. In Africa, we have 1.4 billion people. If we all united and used the alternative mechanisms, we would end up in a very, very powerful position in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, we need alternative systems, mechanisms in almost every sphere, tenet of our lives. We need it. We need it in politics. Our democracy cannot work. Competitive democracy in Africa, zero. Forget it. Don't hold elections. In fact, if I were in, why are you holding elections when you can't even admit that you have been defeated? Why? Why are you holding elections? Why do people hold elections when they know they are not going to accept, they are going to kill people? When they fail to get a seat, they start killing people. What is it? What is it that we need to ask? Why do we kill people? If you want, you go in an election, go like a football match. Like my Ugandan team thrashed South Africa 3-0. I don't watch. I had the news from Kampala. I don't watch CHAN or AFCOM because of Morocco. I hate Morocco. I don't like to see Morocco in African Union. I don't want to see. And I'm going to speak. Who? You are not, or some of the leaders are not older than me. I'm older than them. Yes, on this continent. You don't beat me in this. Morocco occupied Western Sahara. We have allowed it in African Union. It has come to our African Union, disrupted, brought us corruption, brought us so many things. And you have allowed it. Then you condemn Britain for being a colonial master. You condemn this French. Why have you allowed Morocco to sit, capture another state and sit? We have refugees in my country, in Uganda. What are they doing there? They are Saharis. They should go back home. I don't speak like a PLO or whoever. This is rubbish. I speak facts because I've gone through a struggle. I've gone through to overthrow Idi Amin. We removed Idi Amin. We cleaned our country. When people praised Idi Amin, people was killing us. Not killing them until he started killing them a bit. Then they said he's bad. So let's be honest. Why do we allow such stupid things to happen on our continent? Morocco should not be in the African Union. Morocco, you should not even go for that football in Morocco. If you are really a patriotic African, a country occupies another country. And you allow it to come to African Union, and the heads of state are very comfortable running to Rabat for money. Rubbish. We must speak. What will you do? How many people will you kill in this country, in this Africa? How many? You not. People have come to a point to speak, and we can change the systems, alternative mechanisms. We need alternative redemption strategies to create Africa, a better Africa. Don't bring in stupid, small pieces that will create more conflict. I speak with experience because I've solved the conflict before. You come up and tell me which conflict you solved. Show me. Where did you solve a conflict? Some people here post that, oh, this, I know this. What do you know? You have never solved the conflict between even a rat and a cat. And then you say you're a conflict resolution expert. I solved one of the worst. President Museveni is my witness. Rugunda is my witness. Dr. Riek Machar, President Chisano, President Chikaya. You saw me in Juba, sitting down looking for alternative to silence a war that had ravaged our country. Is there no peace? Is there no peace? Are you not enjoying? Am I enjoying it? Did I get paid? No. Was that a must? No. I solved it. It is over. It is you people who you can return it. Because I put a mechanism that is so good, powerful, you can't challenge it. A redemption strategy that changed northern Uganda into a productive sector that gives the votes that you see. His Excellency President Museveni, thank you. People talk about President Museveni, oh, this. No, he has a heart to reconcile. He reconciles with people. He has reconciled with very many people. How many of the people I brought from this war? Very many. They are in Kampala. They are in Kampala. They have not been killed. Some are in the army. Some in the UPA, in the police, in all the Makerere University. They went back. Reconciliation, a redemption strategy, truth-telling, accountability, restitution, reparation, above all, accountability, and above all, healing. It creates a healing. You can't do transactional or transitional democracy or transitional alternative when you have not healed. You can't do it. Stop it. You can't do that. In Africa, please, let's not do things that will cause us more trouble. Look at Rwanda. Look at South Africa. The stability of democracy in South Africa is because people healed. People accepted that apartheid was wrong, was bad. Those who killed came and said, I killed. And I'm here, I'm sorry. But you can't reparate people. You can't restitute a heart that is still angry. It is my subject. Don't be this and do that or this or that. Thank you. It is this that I make an appeal. That east or west, things will come to an end. Africa must wake up. Let's fight for our rights. But let's look at alternative systems of politics, alternative systems of economy, alternative systems of social life. We have diluted all these systems, or either copied and brought them. Ladies and gentlemen, as I leave this city, there's something that I've achieved. At least I'm pursuing justice. And for those who don't know, these courts were put there for international community to revert to go back to these courts and seek clarification. I will be moving to another court of ICJ and ICC on the matters that I have placed there, especially on Cameroon, Southern Cameroon, and Biafra.
Hello, my wonderful people. The message from Mr. David Monsonga, who is the Pan-African president, and he's really doing a marvelous and wonderful work over the issue of Biafran recognition and also the issue of Ambazonians. His move is something that everybody appreciated a lot, no matter how difficult it may appear to you. And I am a very big fan of Mr. Monsonga. And to cut the whole story short, I just want to remind us that if you watch this video and getting to this point, just know it that the interview is not yet completed, because I am going to continue the part 2 of this message. Yeah, I will upload the part 2 of it, and I will encourage you, or rather I will urge you to make sure you watch all the whole videos, so that you will get the exact point that he is trying to make. Don't just watch it halfway and then you give up. No, there is a lot of things, a lot of issues, a lot of points he raised on this very particular video that is very, very vital to our survival as an entity, as a nation, and as a Biafran, and as an Igbo man moving forward. So if you get to this point, just know it that the video is not yet completed, so you have to continue watching the full interview. Because of memory of a phone, so if I have to record the whole videos, I may not be able to upload it to my channel. That was why I have to cut it off from this, because the video is almost more than 40 minutes interview and program. So my wonderfully made Biafran brothers and sisters, I urge you, and also I encourage you to make sure that as you watch this video, kindly share it to different people. Okay, make sure that this video goes viral, because this is the kind of leadership we want in Africa moving forward. Okay, see you on my next video.